In 2012, the Trust decided to have a fundamental review of how we organised our services. And really there were a couple of drivers behind that. One, we were conscious of the need to continually keep value for money at the forefront of the business. But we were also very aware of some of the wider changes focusing around welfare reform that were going to impact on our tenants. We felt that at the time our arrangement whereby we had quite a large number of functional teams working with tenants wasn't the way forward. We were conscious that 2, 3, 4 staff may engage with one tenant, and we weren't always sure we were getting the best value for money out of that, or that our tenants were getting the best service that we could. What we decided to do was have a look to see whether or not we could reorganise the frontline services to complement what we'd done around digital inclusion, our service centre offer, and improve the quality of face-to-face contact with our tenants, many of whom preferred that as a method of contact. We came up with an idea whereby we would pool all the staff, retrain them, reskill them, and make them owners of quite small patches. So some of our staff now manage estates as small as 220 properties, some have slightly larger ones, around about 500, but the average is about 300 properties that our estate managers have complete responsibility for. Whilst in theory it was easy to do, what we were very conscious of, we were now asking specialists to take on board a wide range of functions that perhaps they had no previous experience of. We were conscious that that could well limit the amount of face-to-face time that tenants would see our estate staff. What we felt was lacking was a real good IT solution that would maximise the amount of time that our staff would spend out on the patch, reduce the amount of paperwork they would have, reduce the amount of double handling, so we would gain efficiencies in the back offices as well as improve our effectiveness on the estate. In theory it was an easy option for us. What we quickly realised was that in practice it was going to be very hard to take our traditional housing systems and make them work for staff out on the patches. There were a lot of technical limitations that meant we would struggle to get people effective and spending the maximum amount of time on the estate. We realised they would be coming back and forth to the office to do all the paperwork associated with the estate management. We started to work with a company called Footprint, and where I think it became quite obvious early on that we had some really good synergy was the energy of problem solving that Footprint brought to the problems that we'd identified. And between us, what we've managed to do in a really short space of time is come up with a system whereby our frontline staff can maximise the amount of time they spend on the estate and be very effective in their dealings with our tenants across a wide range of areas, whilst at the same time allowing us to minimise the amount of staff training that we'd have to do to upskill people across a wide number of functions.
Golden Gate's IT team have worked very closely with Footprints and its partners. The system was delivered on time and well received by the staff, and is now delivering the benefits to Golden Gate's housing. Yeah, there's a huge benefit to the tenant. We can deliver service in the home. They no longer have to wait to phone our contact centre. They know who's providing the service. They can actually see the face of the person who is their neighbourhood officer, and it's a friendly face in their home. But having the additional information to deliver that service allows us to deliver excellent services in people's homes. The staff mainly were very happy. I've been putting IT systems in for a long time, And the acceptance of new systems is something that is very difficult. The key advantages to Golden Gates are quite simple. It allowed them to have the information they needed at the doorstep. It allowed them to get the information from the doorstep, real time, into the back office systems. The ability to keep the neighbourhood officers in the field, again, was a big advantage of this system. We're able to provide remote updates without bringing staff back in to the central office.
It's becoming quite apparent now that we've got a fantastic opportunity here to really radically transform the way we do business out on the patches, and we're already planning for somewhere in the region for a 30% productivity gain and somewhere in the region of a 47% reduction in the amount of paperwork that staff will have to do back in the office.